One team,
one fight.
what is one team, one fight? In the military, one team, one fight is a decades-long slogan that simply means that everyone, no matter what rank you are, no matter what branch of the military you're in, no matter what position you serve in, all work together for the same mission. Now in the military, the mission is simple: fight and win our wars and protect our country. But here in Rochester, one team, one fight is taking on a different meaning. Here, in our community, one team, one fight now stands for a community approach to the reintegration of our military, our veterans, and their families.
John F. Kennedy said, "A nation reveals itself not only by the men it produces, but by the men it honors, the men it remembers." Here at TEDxRochester, I think that it's appropriate during National Veterans Awareness Week that we think for just a minute about the men and women who have served each of us and about their reintegration into our community. It's important that when we support vets, that it's more than a thank you on Veterans Day, that it's more than a "we support the troops" bumper sticker on the back of your minivan. Well, who are these veterans? There's 22 million veterans in this nation who have defended us throughout the 20th century and into the 21st. To our World War II veterans, that greatest generation who saved the world from tyranny, we say thank you for your service. To our Korean era veterans, we tell you that although that conflict is often remembered as the forgotten war, your service to our nation is not forgotten in this community. To our Vietnam veterans, welcome home. And to veterans who have served in Iraq and Afghanistan and places around the world since September 11th, we thank you for the very freedom and security we enjoy today. Why don't we take a minute and thank those veterans who are here with us today. We'll tell you that this more recent generation of veterans, the 9/11 generation who've served over the past nearly decade and a half, is truly a special group. They have deployed multiple times. Many of them have 2, 3, 4 deployments to foreign lands away from their families and away from their friends to defend each and every one of us. Most of them transition well when they come back to our communities, but for many they leave the battlefield, but the fight is not over. There are a number of very significant challenges facing our nation's veterans community. 22. It's just a number, 22. But when you put that number in the context of 22 veterans on average take their own lives each and every day, it becomes a very staggering number. For quite a number of years now, we have lost more men and women each and every year to their own hand than on the battlefields defending all of us. Homelessness. For women who are homeless in this country, nearly a third of that population are female veterans, and that is clearly unacceptable. For veterans who have served more recently, especially our younger veterans, their unemployment numbers outpace those of their civilian counterparts. And for many veterans returning, they have a service-connected disability, many post-traumatic stress. There is no single source or no single organization that can address all of these challenges. And that is why it is essential that we have community collaboration, that organizations work together to help veterans as they reintegrate. One Team, One Fight has identified 6 core areas of support that veterans need: legal services, employment services, housing, healthcare, counseling, and access to higher education. And I am very proud to say that in the Rochester region, organizations are working collaboratively, working together to address these issues. Veterans with legal issues. As an example, this community was one of the first in the nation to establish a Veterans Treatment Court, an alternative path for those who have served our nation through the criminal justice system. There are a number of lawyers here locally who provide pro bono legal services to support those veterans. Employment services. Every veteran, when they come back, they want to transition, get a good job, and be able to support their family. The New York State Department of Labor, great community partner. They have vet-specific employment representatives. In terms of housing, the Veterans Outreach Center, the last 40 years has been supporting veterans in this area. It has resources to help veterans who need emergency or transitional housing assistance. In terms of health care, the local VA is strong. Very good leadership here at the Canandaigua VA Medical Facility and the Rochester VA Outpatient Clinic. Counseling services, we have a local vet center, and the National Crisis Prevention Hotline is headquartered at the Canandaigua VA. And in terms of accessing higher education, over the past 5 years since the new post-9/11 GI Bill has come out, more and more veterans are coming back and going to school. And educational institutions like Nazareth and RIT and Monroe Community College have individuals working on campus to make sure that they're able to access their educational benefits. All of these organizations make a difference in the lives of our veterans, those who have served in the armed forces, and their families, and it's important to realize that their families are transitioning as well. Why is this important to all of us? Well, it's important because a healthy veteran is a healthy community. Right? Veterans who integrate well on average make a higher average income. Their unemployment rates are lower than the national average. They're more likely to be employed. They're more likely to vote. They're more likely to be engaged in our communities. Cultural anthropologist Margaret Mead said, "Never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has."
Eric talked a lot about what One Team, One Fight has. Inside those 6 core areas, we've got a lot of subject matter experts. But the one thing that One Team, One Fight doesn't have is you, the 99%. I'll explain. In World War II, 15% of the total adult male population and nearly 30% of the population in general fought in that war or served in a warehouse making bombs, missiles, planes, all the instruments of war. Fast forward a few years ahead, and the number of those participating in war in Vietnam went down to the single digits. In those instances, you saw how society reacted. There was no built-in network, veterans were spit upon, and in many cases, government wasn't there for them. As a matter of fact, most of the nonprofit organizations and even the government organizations that we've talked about were created by Vietnam veterans because they didn't have anything. They vowed 40 years ago that one generation of veterans will never abandon another, and they've kept that promise. Fast forward again to Afghanistan and Iraq. 1% of this country serves in Iraq and Afghanistan. Our military goes to war. Our country goes to Starbucks. What can you do? Many of the people in this room are subject matter experts in the 6 core areas that Eric just talked about. You can help us. You can participate. We need you. Come see Eric. Come see me. Come see anyone out in the hallway right now. The Veterans Outreach Center has a table. They take volunteers from all walks of life. I guarantee you, at 1%, we can make a difference, and we already are. But with you, the other 99%, Rochester will be the national best practice for serving our warriors.
TEDxRochester is about ideas worth spreading, and we truly believe that the idea of having a community conversation, a narrative about veterans reintegration is an idea worth sharing. But imagine how powerful it would be if it were more than a conversation. One team, one fight. Thank you.